Hello everyone. It's a big welcome back for me. Yes, here I am. All right, this is episode 742, Blind Magic in Alice Springs. And I'm your host, and yes, I am back, Murray Stewart. Okay, you know where I've been. And you know I promised this episode on the 18th of February, so here I am. Well, I guess they call Melbourne the Big Smoke. From Alice Springs in Central Australia, I guess it is. So I made my way on the 10th of February, and what an experience that was. There I was at the Alice Springs airport, ready to go, getting organised to board. But of course, the first venture was to the lounge. That's right, to the Qantas lounge. And I started getting let's put it this way, it was a very, very unusual occurrence. I've never experienced it before, and I hope to never experience it again. In medical terms, it is given a name of deja vu. Yeah, it actually does have the name of deja vu. I actually started getting a flashback, folks, of what happened earlier in the year. Well, actually not earlier in the year, a year previous, in Brisbane, when I last took a flight, and that flight led to me requiring CPR for 7 minutes to bring me back, remember? I've spoken about that on a previous podcast. At that time, I had a support worker with me who wore a particular perfume. And you wouldn't believe it. In this dazed state, I started to smell that perfume. I did. It was freaky. It was very, very freaky. I started to feel nauseous. I started to feel dizzy. And in fact, if it wasn't for the fact that I had Heather there, my support worker, I'm absolutely certain I would have had another seizure. And it would have been a bad one. Yes, I could feel that I was heading down exactly the same path that led me to be pronounced, well, I suppose clinically dead, even though, of course, I wasn't actually dead. If I was, I wouldn't be here. But my heart did stop beating, and I did stop breathing, and I did require life-saving intervention. And I'm sure that's the road I was heading down again at the airport on the 10th of February just gone. It was something else. It was amazing. In fact, it was rather incredible. So when I got when I got to Melbourne, I did discuss this with a doctor friend of mine, and yes, he did pronounce this as deja vu, and he said that it's not uncommon. So, whoa, what does this mean? I guess it does mean ultimately that the battle with the brain injury is still well and truly on. So he advised me simply to keep taking my anti-seizure medication, and that hopefully things would right themselves. And right themselves they have, but yeah, still very, not unhappy. Unhappy is not the word, but certainly that caused a recalibration in my thinking and a clear understanding that one mustn't get ahead of oneself when it comes to a battle of this type. I mean, I do have scar tissue on the frontal lobe of my brain, so it's a battle that still has to be won. Anyway, I eventually got to Melbourne, and it was a wonderful week, folks. It was a wonderful, wonderful week. And yes, I did get to visit the St Kilda Football Club with my children, and it was brilliant, and I do thank the club. They were so good to me and the children. I got to shake the hand of the great Lenny Hayes, my all-time favourite St Kilda player. Good man, real good man, and what a footballer. And yeah, it was wonderful to say hello and shake his hand. From a vision-impaired person's point of view, it is often difficult to, if you like, describe the experience of meeting someone that you only hear on a radio broadcast or through a television broadcast. Of course, we listen, as in vision-impaired people listen to the broadcast, and so it is hard to picture what someone may actually look like. So I suppose the thing that struck me about Lenny was I didn't realise he had such big hands. Yeah, wonderful handshake and big hands. No wonder he could tackle so effectively. Still seems nice and fit. Max King, the big full forward, he ran over to the fence, thanked me and the kids for coming down, as he put it. Big strong lad, oh yeah, over 200 centimetres of him, and he was a real gentleman, as they all were. And got to meet Big Tom Campbell. And my daughter, he was certainly greeted by her. Eden, of course, has Downs, and she magnetised herself to young Ben, the tour guide, as we went around. Yeah, he got himself a little friend for the day. And she was very, very enthusiastic. In fact, I think she took him on a tour, just quietly. And she really enjoyed meeting Big Tom Campbell. Gave him a big hug. Her head only came up to his navel. It was rather hilarious and very, very cute, shall I say. Yeah, a special moment. Got to meet Tim Membry. Nice, strong bull that he is. Good fella. In fact, all the players that we met were on their best behaviour. I mean, they are certainly told these days to be so, and they really are mature young men. Not only do they have to be, but the whole education of being in an environment such as that, where they have everything controlled and they are under very, very strict behavioural codes, I think it does them a lot of good. I truly do. Very nice young men. Enjoyed it very, very much. Had a number of culinary experiences as well. Went to a wonderful, wonderful Italian restaurant near Lygon Street in Melbourne. Of course, if anyone knows Lygon Street, for those of you who are Aussies, you would know that that is the mecca of Italiano eating. It is. Oh, yes, it is. Went to a beautiful restaurant there, and I had my favourite, scallopini funghi. Very, very nice. Strips of veal and beautiful creamy mushroom sauce, and absolutely delightful. Met up with my brother while I was down there, my identical twin brother, and we had a birthday together. Yes, we did. Our 61st birthday, and we had that at the Pancake Parlour, no less, at Knox City, and whoa, had the most delightful combination, a potato and cheese pancake. It works. Oh yes, it works. It certainly does at Knox City. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. For dessert, I managed to knock down a chocolate on chocolate. It was evil, but it was beautiful. Oh yes, it was so nice. And my brother was in fine form. He was, regaling everyone with his sense of humour. And we had a great time. We had a wonderful time. But here I am back in Alice Springs. As wonderful as it was to be in Melbourne and meeting up with my kids and meeting up with friends, I'll tell you what, I so wanted to get back home to familiarity. It is important, isn't it? Particularly, I believe if you do have a brain injury, and I mean that sincerely. I got lost several times in my friend's home, and that was stressful, that was difficult, and that was challenging. And so to be home in familiar surroundings and not have to be confronted with that makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel secure, and makes me feel good. So I think that will get this year off to a flying start. Well, I mean, the year already had been off to a flying start, had it not, with my Italian. So I'm going to get my teeth into some Spanish. I'll be doing that sometime this week, downloading the appropriate apps, etc., to get that moving. Yeah, so just on that, I did tell you that I would be learning more Italian in Melbourne as I was staying with a friend who is Italian speaking. And yes, I did. I got a whole new set of words. And to add to what I already know, that good basic Italian that I do now understand. So from that point of view, mission successful. I was able to purchase myself an adjustable piano stool. Once again, mission successful. I mean, these are the sorts of things you can do in the big smoke as opposed to being here in Central Australia. There are some things you simply can't get here, and that adjustable stool was one of them. I also got myself a brand new radio. I did. Really good. JB Hi-Fi, here we come. And there we went. I got myself a beautiful radio. One of those user-friendly radios, simple AM, FM, solid construction. Oh yeah, that'll do me, I said. What else did I do? I got myself a pair of wonderful Aussie thongs that are good for feet as they are orthotic, so that was good. Yeah, I did. Once again, difficult to purchase here in Alice Springs. I've tried. I certainly did. But I hunted them down. Once again, mission successful, folks. Yeah, I had a few things that I absolutely wanted to tick off, and that was one of them. So I look forward to resuming these broadcasts. I've got plenty of good material that will come your way. I know today was a little self-indulgent. It wasn't all about me, but I guess ultimately, I just wanted to go away and catch up with family and friends and put myself in a good position to continue the battle. Oh yeah, continue the battle against the brain injury. I'm going to nail it, folks. I truly am. And so from that point of view, everything ticked off. It's all ready to go, folks. And you will get the benefit of the fruits of my labours. You will. You absolutely will. I'm feeling okay. Feeling good, in fact. And ready to knuckle down and push forward with all of the things that I have in mind for 2024. And I hope you as well out there, I truly hope that you have put yourself in a great position to move forward this year in your life, in your endeavours, in your mission, to be the best version of yourself. That is ultimately what all of us should be doing. Just being the absolute best version of ourselves. Yeah, even write down what your mission statement is for 2024, and you might be very, very surprised come December what you have smashed, what you have achieved, what you have challenged, and therefore the progress you have made. No matter what age, no matter where you live, you can approach this year with great vigour and with great vision and with great purpose. You can and you will. I promise you, you will. Start today with a little exercise that'll make you feel good. And that's what I'm going to do very soon. After having my morning coffee, I'll go out and have a bit of a walk. And yeah, all right, okay, let's agree amongst one another, hey, that we're going to do some exercise. Yeah, let's do that. New research, by the way, folks, proves that exercise can, in fact, bring about the significant nullification, or it will put us in a very, very good position to avoid 13 different types of cancers, or so the scientists say. Well, you know what? Regardless of what they say, what I say is exercise makes me feel good. And that's good enough for me, and it should be good enough for you. Okay, everyone, this has been episode 742 of Blind Magic Communications production.